What up, guys? It's your boy, man. Yeah, man, y'all better start prepping and getting y'all supplies and some goods, man. Your basic essentials, because I'm up at the rail yard up here in Illinois, where I go to every day. I work in Intermodal, as you guys know. I deliver containers. It's not a lot of containers up here. I'm getting ready to show you guys in some video. This is current, right now, present day, May 6, 2025. The goods are not being shipped here from the ports. They're not coming in on the trains, guys. I better make sure I have the bare essentials of the things that you need for your family, because I don't know what to tell you. Looking kind of scarce out here, like it did around, the time in 2020. Peace. Guys, I'm at the LPC in Joliet. This port is empty, man. Not the port, but the rail yard, man. All the way through. That's going through all the aisles up here with the loads and stuff are. I don't know if it has something to do with these tariffs, but yeah, it's never been this empty, man. Anybody know what's going on with this? This is row 1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way down. This is LPC. This is one of the main ones. Even if you look over there on the rails, you shouldn't even be able to see across to the tracks, but the tracks is empty. They normally be stacked 3, 4 high. So I tell people, if you're in the prep ring, all I can suggest to you is get you some goods and the essential things that you need, because at the end of the day, guys, I'm telling you, I do this every day. I deal with intermodal. That's what I pull. These are goods delivered to all the different people from the shippers, man. Water, your basic essentials, cleaning, food. Y'all better get y'all some shit, because I don't know what to tell you, because whatever's going on from them ports, they're not being sent here on these trains to these rail yards. So I'm just putting a bug out there. Y'all know how I do. Gen X, we supposed to take care of our family, so y'all better get shit together, stop playing games, because it is definitely no shit here. I can't even imagine how the one is in the city. And this is just Illinois. So anyway, y'all stay safe out there and watch your 6. Peace.
Looks like another casualty of the trucking market. A pretty big trucking company out of Texas files Chapter 11 to restructure their debt. Looks like Balkan Express out of the Fort Worth, Texas area with over 159 trucks and 166 drivers did file Chapter 11 recently. They are saying they're $25 million in debt. The part that I do not understand is when companies claim, like this guy's, they got 10 to $50 million in assets. Well, 10 to 50 is a wide range. I do not understand how to calculate this, because that's too big of a gap. They filed on April 30th and they did drop in hook loads all over Texas and the Southwest, which is kind of wild, because the Southwest, especially Georgia and all this stuff, Texas is a little bit better of markets. So even this company can't make it in a good market. It's kind of wild to see how many companies related to transportation in the last 12 to 18 months went under, especially the bigger ones. If they can't make it, how could anybody else have a chance in this market? In the last 18 months, here's a list so far of what we got, and this is not even all of them. We got Yellow, we got RBX, Calfreight, US Logistics, Arnold Transportation, and then Convoy, the freight brokerage, which was crazy because they were super funded by a bunch of big venture capital firms. Sorry for the voice, I'm still battling the flu, trying to get better, but if you enjoy the content, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.
So as you guys familiar with the trucking market right now, is down to hell, but if you guys want to make money in this market, come to Florida. People who's picking up load from Florida or dropping the loads in Florida, they're making money. Myself, I pick up one load from Florida 3 days ago, 1,000 miles, they paid me $5,000. Today I'm at the dock right now, as you guys could see it. So today I'm picking up a load, it's going to New York, it's 1,200 miles, and they're paying $4,900. So this is a time, usually we come to Florida and we go empty because there is not that many loads in Florida. But right now, this is a time when you can make money in Florida. You coming in Florida, you coming with a good amount of money, with a good load. You leaving the Florida with a good load. Right now, Florida is a place where you can make money. So all of my brothers, if you have anybody, any friends who doesn't speak English, or someone you know who doesn't speak English, who's a truck driver and he's American, as a human being, I think we all should help him. So I will drop the link in the below, and if you guys are willing, it's totally free. You don't have to pay nothing. Everything is totally free. They will give you classes, they will teach you how to read and write and how to communicate, like basic English. Because right now in this economy, all of us, we are struggling, and as a human being, I think we need to help each other, and most important, as a truck driver, we need to help each other. So try to learn English, brother, and welcome to trucking. Okay.
You know the worst thing you could do in trucking is not read the signs. I'm not talking about that open DOT sign. I'm not talking about the stop sign. I'm talking about the trucking recession sign, okay? Trucking is actually is in the toilet. It's a bloodbath right now, all right? And for anyone who thought that Trump was just going to come in and magically just make things popping again, nah, not again. Not right now. Not for a little bit, all right? Especially with these tariffs, it only can get worse. It only can get worse.
You guys thought that the job market was cooked before? Just realize that in the last 100 days, 300,000 Americans have lost their jobs. That is larger than the population of Pittsburgh. Now imagine the entire population of Pittsburgh looking for work simultaneously. UPS, Intel, Amazon, the federal government have announced massive layoffs across the board. Like I said, it's not just the private sector. One of the biggest things affecting this is 121,000 federal employees losing their job over the last 100 days. And because of the tariffs, they're saying that over the next few months, literally millions of workers could be losing their jobs. That's truck drivers, port workers, warehouse workers, import-export agents. And for anybody who has been looking for a job over the last couple of years, they will tell you that it is incredibly difficult right now to find any sort of meaningful work, especially in the field in which you studied. But it is only going to get more difficult because as millions, potentially millions of newly unemployed Americans hit the job market at the same time as AI is replacing people, it is going to be almost impossible. And let me tell you, one of the biggest factors is going to be those 121,000 and climbing federal employees who have been laid off because they are typically highly trained, highly skilled, highly educated. They've got like PhDs, they've got master's degrees. These people, and they're not going to just be looking in their field, guys. Let me tell you, in 2009, when the financial collapse hit, people switched jobs all over but they switched careers like crazy. Dude, I was working in a restaurant and there were people with master's degrees coming in to serve tables. People will become real estate agents. People will become teachers, anything that they can do to survive. So if you think that your job is going to be okay, you're going to be just fine, let me tell you right now, it is going to get incredibly competitive. And if you've already been having a hard time finding work, it's going to be almost impossible. Everybody needs to start working on their networking again and working on their side hustles. So networking is going to be one of the big things. Start reconnecting with people that you knew from high school, people that you knew from previous jobs. Start, chatting with them again, because when time comes, that is going to be one of the biggest things. If there are jobs out there, knowing somebody in the business, knowing somebody that can recommend you is going to be invaluable. So make sure you guys are networking like crazy. And then your side hustles. If you work in an office or something, go start picking up shifts at a restaurant. If you've never served tables before, learn, because it is one of those things that you can fall back on if you absolutely need to. You need to have something where if you cannot find a job for months, you're able to somehow support yourself. Whether that be DoorDash, go start DoorDashing, go start doing Spark Driver on the weekends, because I'm telling you, the layoffs are coming. The economy is about to crash. And if I lived through the 2009 recession, I know that working your side hustles, whether it be 2, 3, 4 of them, is going to be incredibly important. And again, nothing beats networking. For young people, honestly, consider moving back in with your parents. Start moving in with roommates. Start doing anything you can to survive. Dude, there's people that are going to start moving into storage units. I promise you that. We're going to start seeing an epidemic of people moving into storage units because it's just going to get that bad. But realistically, move back in with your parents. Start saving money. The worst is coming, guys. I want everybody to realize that, and everybody needs to start preparing for it.
Hey, I'm ready. So last week I had brought you a news story about layoffs that are going to start happening in the trucking industry. And unfortunately, I already have news of that, with 2 major companies announcing some big layoffs. So the first company announcing huge layoffs is UPS. UPS has announced that they're going to be laying off over 20,000 people between now and June of 2025. They also say that they're going to be closing more than 73 of their buildings, some of which that they own and some of which they have leases in place. Now, the company says that they are doing this to try to make the company more quote unquote nimble. Now, this also comes after UPS wound up announcing that they were reducing their deliveries that they do for Amazon. Now, over the years, the partnership that they have had with Amazon has brought them over 11% of their total revenue by having that partnership that they have with Amazon. Now, the layoffs and closures of the building are supposed to be taking effect pretty immediately and expect to be in place by June of 2025. UPS hopes that by making these huge changes that they are going to reduce their overall expenses by approximately $3.5 million. Now, another company that is announcing some huge layoffs and was just announced today is going to be C&S Wholesale Services, which is a warehouse facility that winds up supplying and storing things for the Winn-Dixie grocery store chain. Now, they say that they are announcing that they are laying off over 490 employees, of which 132 of those are truck drivers. These layoffs are supposed to be starting July 4th, along with the warehouse workers that are going to be laid off. Now, C&S also has a distribution warehouse in Jacksonville, Florida. However, they are not saying whether or not if they're going to be closing in that facility also. I'm sure we're going to be hearing of a lot more layoffs, and as soon as I get more information, I'll be sure to post them right here. I hope everybody is being safe out there, and if you don't already, please do me a huge favor. Please be sure to like, share, and give us a follow. Thanks, everybody, and be safe out there on those roads.
Donald Trump has signed an executive order saying that if you are going to drive a truck in the United States, you must speak English. The problem with this law is that we all know that certain people are going to be targeted when it comes to this law, like black and brown people. It's not going to be white people that don't speak English, like Russian and Ukrainian truck drivers. A few months ago, the state of Arkansas actually implemented this law. I made a video about it, and people came for me in the comments section saying that I was making this up. In the state of Arkansas, if you pull over at the weigh station, they will ask you, do you speak English? Yes. Do you read English? Yes. Read us what this says. And then they'll ask you, can you write English? Yes. Okay, write whatever we tell you to write. If you can't pass that test, you get a $5,000 fine, and the company you're working for gets a $10,000 fine. And while this may be a law for safety while driving, I think that it's unfortunate that unfortunately it's going to impact black and brown people mostly. What do you think, TikTok? Do you think that this executive order is definitely for our safety while we're on the road? Or do you think that while it may help people stay safe, it's also a way to target non-English speaking people that are black and brown? I want to hear your comments in the comment section.